Yeah, just enjoy your portable doorstep. Why do I call it a portable doorstep? The answer is very simple. It'll link it in your mind. I've got a doorstep at home. I could do lowers and raises on my doorstep at home. Alternatively, there's a stairwell somewhere, or a flight of stairs in the bush, or whatever. So just keep that going. It might feel like you're in the Bluff Harbour, or perhaps you're over at Oban on the Stewart Island ferry at the wharf, and you go down, stretching, up, strengthening. I hope you haven't got a sensitive stomach. So to take this into real life, well, I mean, if we did, say, 2 minutes a week, or ideally, if you think in terms of 2 to 10 minutes of any exercise in a week, it's going to go a long way to putting that resilience and robustness in you. So today I'd like to sequence up something that's interesting and, puts a lot of resilience and robustness in us, like irons out the knots in the muscles or gets the joint a little more comfortable to handle the ravages of your day. Down and up, don't get seasick. Down and up. So 2 to 10 minutes, that's a sort of rule of thumb, heel off the ground. Three stages of learning. Well, you could slice and dice that a lot of different ways, the 3 stages of learning. You could answer it a lot of different ways. So I'm going to suggest that 3 stages, or 3 types of learning, but 3 stages if you're doing them all together, which is the best way to do it. Your heels off the ground, feel that strength returning to your lower calf muscle, your Achilles, and I'm compass pointing. When I put my foot down, I'm spreading the toes wide, and I can actually see a gap between each toe. And once you've gapped your toes and placed them, you might just curl them a little bit. Grip. Now tilt your feet, both of them, so that the weight's equal on left and right side. Grip. Feels like the Pink Panther going for a walk. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Carry on. So 2 to 10 minutes of every wonderful, beneficial exercise in a week. Be about right. And if you're going to do that time, you might as well make it fun and enjoyable and do it with your friends. I'm very blessed to have my friends here today. We're on the other side now. Spread your toes and curl the feet. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, just how would I? Yeah, that's good. No, I mean, it's quite simple, but it really does work. I'll just give you a wee sample of what the Irish dancers do to put the strength in their ankles so that they never twist an ankle. And yeah, we can just go on to the next bit. Stand on one leg and pretend you're an Irish dancer. I don't know how many minutes they do that every week, but I'm told they do 50 or 100 every day. I might do 10 anyway. They just can't and just have fun. You're nice and smiley in your cheeks and relaxed above and below your collarbones. And we can do it, and a lot of people can't. Do you know that ability to do, get your heel off the ground? It's actually strengthening up a lot of things, but it's strengthening up a lot of the muscles in the foot so that you've got better control and you're less likely to hurt your knees and get knee arthritis. Well, let's take that foot strengthening into a half dome. And so you put your foot out the side and form a half dome. You can see what I mean. Right, so, yeah. This is my easiest way to teach you to get all the muscles in the sole of your foot working. And many of us have some muscles working and some not. So you curl your toes, you get that lift at the half dome, and the outside of that half dome is all on the ground. Now you just, I don't know, all right, and you push it. It's a little bit painful probably. Yeah, and how high can we get up? Yes. Ooh, curl your toes. Curl your toes. I remember watching a Zumba video and it was like, I want to talk about toes. That's it. Work your core, work your core, work your core. We're doing toe Zumba now. Work your toes, curl your toes. Have we done enough? Okay, just take the toes up and get the blood supply back. And have you seen the Antarctic penguin movie, Happy Feet? Tap, 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 tap. Larissa, welcome. And Yvonne, and welcome. So we're looking at something in the way of put some robustness and maintenance in our body. So we're just talking about the movie about the Antarctic penguins. Happy Feet. Tap, 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 tap. Now this is just loosening the foot up after doing a half dome. At least join us for the half dome on the other side anyway. See, I put my toe out the side and I get curl the toes. And there's a half dome. It's really high at the side of the arch. And the outside toes and outside of foot are on the ground. Now you just... Now for the benefit of you, if you come a wee bit late, that's fine. I'll just say that story again. I did a Zumba class one time. And it was all about working your tummy. They put this into the class, by the way, because they'd had so many injuries in the lower backs that they had to put in some work your core. So here's a line. Work your core, curl your toes. But we're working the core of the foot. Work your toes, curl your toes. Curl. So, and you feel, you're squeezing the muscles in your foot, curling your toes. And I like to share this because it has actually rebalanced that to some degree the imbalance in muscles in my foot. So that big toe is working better. The second toe is not doing all the work and getting sore when I'm out for a long run. So yeah, it's getting all the muscles working, even the ones that you haven't used, because it's just not been wired into your brain since you were a baby. Let's just get Happy Feet. And one of the rhythms there, if you might remember, if you'd watched the movie, tap 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 tap. And they got 100,000 emperor penguins in the movie, tapping their feet, tap 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 tap. You have to get both feet there. Okay, tap tap tap. Okay, so we're looking for some really nice maintenance now. Just sit into the wall and get your toes up. Because we want to strengthen our shins. It's going to help us not twist our ankles. And, when you get old people tend to, if you have the picture of just keep your toes up and wide and just watch. If you're a Parkinson's sort of person or an old person, and your toes curl in and you're dragging your feet and you catch it on the pavement stone, just up, down we go, and we've broken our hip. So it's actually important to be able to comfortably lift your toes. You can come off the wall now. So as you lift the cue is basically the toes up and wide and knee up. I hope you don't walk around like this in general. People will think you're really weird. No, if the movement instructor weirdness, well, leave that to me. I'm the guy that my family doesn't want to know me a lot of the time because he's just doing weird stuff. I love doing weird stuff and just always talking about the 3 stages of learning. We'll come back to that, but you can get your toes up. Now it's not comfortable because you don't usually do that, but if you did more, it would get comfortable. And if you're observing as you're aging that, I'm scuffing my toes a bit, maybe I'm going to have a nasty fall and break my hip. Well, you don't want that, especially when you're old. So I'll just add in something more, is the 3-part breastbone. The upper breastbone is shaped like palm of your hand. the middle breastbone, the sternum, and the Ziffy process. So if you lift the, all I'm going to cue, I never cue the rest of it, it's this upper breastbone. Shake like the palm of your hand, you get that bit lifting. All right, so toes up, kneecaps up, breastbone up. And all three at once, toes, knees, breastbone. So you've got your breast, actually, because the upper breastbone is connected, the rest is connected, so you've got your breastbone lifting, you've got your ribs lifting. So you've got the actual breastbone lifting. And I want to see breastbone. I tell you what, you guys are not very good at breastbone lifting. It's all right, you just haven't had enough practice, you poor things. Shall we try the other side? All right, I don't quite know how to say this. Like, supposing you had a puppet master working you on strings. Well, there's a string attached to the, well, it's actually attached to all four toes and the front of the foot. So let's lift, so you can do that bit. Now bring in the knee. Just put a string on your knee. And the puppet master's working away. Okay. All right, so perhaps if you just put a finger on that breastbone, lift, and imagine there's a string there. And, you know, and of course, if I'm really emphasizing that, yes, that's good. Yeah, we're getting there. Silly walk time. But, you know, the thing is, when someone gets old age, then, you know, in the typical Parkinson's, the glute muscles waste away because there's just total lack of confidence and there's a turning in them. And the worst thing is that they don't know how to stop the controls mechanism. And so it's, and, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, be nasty. I'm just trying to show you, well, don't go there if you can. So, Parkinson's, well, the best thing I can say about that is just eat organic and breathe clean air. Have a really good ventilation system in your house, for example. Because Parkinson's people are the canaries in the coal mine. They're the people with the genetics that they can't tolerate, you know, pesticides and chemical cleaners and so on. But that's a 30-year process. But in the meantime, just keep moving. So, well, we just perhaps we can do both sides. And it's better. Now you just got this crazy, gawky sort of dance style now. With a hand, I'm pulling the toilet chain. With a breastbone, I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. And with a foot, I'm stepping over the fence. Now, if this was a Zumba cue, what would I be saying? Put toilet chain, toilet chain. So, and the foot would be stepping over a picket fence, like, picket fence, do your picket fence, do the other side. So it's just, you know, the parts. Okay, toes, knees, breastbones, hand. And if you find your breastbones trying to look up at the ceiling, well, we've had quite a cool workout there, haven't we? Some of us have grown to like this breastbone lifting and some of us haven't, and that's all right. It's very interesting, very interesting. Well done, like you've had some fun. Have you had fun? That's the main thing. That's the 90% score. You have some fun. To view and do the full 1-hour mat class, visit me at the link below.